When last we left our poor unfortunate souls
In pain. In need.
Indeed.
they had experienced some bad times, some bad vibes, even, if you will. Things are not right here on the open front.
Cal started a bar fight.
Here on Shere-Khan. Cal didn't start anything. What are you talking about?
He started a bar fight.
It was.
I didn't start a bar fight. A bar fight was going to happen.
Yeah.
I just tried to push. I just tried to push the bar fight away from us.
Yeah.
Raestra and Ash ate sad mac and cheese.
Yeah, it was that man again.
And also,
Mom.
I know I told you
Is there happy mac?
I mean, there can be.
Yeah. I've had plenty of happy mac and cheese. It's that really good, like, baked kind. That may as well be a casserole. Makes me happy.
Well, I did tell you out of session. I want to tell you in session, so it's on recording, that at some point during some days that were leading up, I make sure I give my parents a good old big hug, because she's not telling anyone else of their plans to just skedaddle.
Okay. Yeah, that is on the list.
It doesn't have to be roleplay. It's just something that I want to make note
That
of.
is on the list. I have a list, because this time I will warn my players ahead of time, because this will be cruel and unusual. No, just the second thing. That I'm going to grab the reins a little tighter and just transition to some moments, take a little heavier narrative hand than you guys are used to, because as much as I would love to you guys to sandbox roleplay for as long as you would like, this isn't like some anime, and I don't want this week in this town to take like 15 episodes. So we have things we need to get to.
I have some immaculate news for you. We have been on Shere-Khan for over a year.
We've been in real time. In real time, we've been on Shere-Khan for over a year.
But that was an arc with a boss at the end. This like downtime in a town is not going to take 15 episodes, is what I'm saying.
Darth Vader just stepping up.
Yes, I think this planet has 5 minutes left.
God.
When will the Death Star be in range? It will be 5 minutes. Good.
5 minutes.
That's enough for Cal to go into Super Nautilin 2.
Then take the reins.
I am the hope of the galaxy.
Send me your force energy. I'm going to actually. You guys want to know something fun? This will only take. In Star Wars Legends, spirit bombs are a thing, and I'm talking. Not just like, oh, Kulim is like a ball. It was a spirit ball in one of the second books ever written, Sliver of the Mind's Eye. Darth Vader legit threw a spirit bomb at Luke Skywalker.
Incredible.
Anyway.
Sometimes Legends gets things right. Not often. Sometimes they get things right.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm almost done with the Heir to the Empire trilogy, and it's pretty good. Though Timmy Zahn is the one we allow, so.
Yes.
Love him.
Anyway. Take the reins, dude.
God.
What happened?
Same brain cell. Both of you at the same time.
Anyway. So anyway, we have a week, but we're going to start with a few things. These little vignettes that we are about to show you guys in the audience, the timeline will be wibbly wobbly, where they're not going to happen in chronological order, is my point. Maybe. They could be, could not be. We'll see how the roleplay goes. We're going to start with Ash.
Me. Oh, man.
Your brain is full, and so you go up to one of the high ledges of the canyon that you usually kind of mosey up to sit and think. But when you do, you find that someone else has found this thinking spot. Nelphie, a young Marillion lady whom you are familiar with. She used to kind of like run with Tom's gang is like a hard thing to say because it was not a gang and nobody was running anything. But hang out with those guys, I guess is how I'll put it. And as far as you can head count, kind of seems to be the only one of that group that is here and among the living. And she's a Marillion, which for those unfamiliar, that's what Luminar Unduli is. They don't have to be green-skinned, which is something I learned recently. This one, for instance, is kind of a dull yellow. She has a dull yellow skin and kind of auburn hair. She's lean, but still like stocky in the shoulders and arms. Lean everywhere else. and she's just sitting with one knee up and an elbow on the knee, and seems to not notice you so far at first as you approach, but it's up to you what you do.
It would be funny if Ash just turned around and went home.
End of scene. And
End
scene.
of scene. And scene. I'm not gonna do that. I mean, I'm assuming it's like a big enough, right?
Oh yeah.
Ash will just kind of, well, she already made the effort to get up here. She's not gonna go back down, and she'll just deal with the awkwardness and just kind of also sit and try to think. She's not gonna be stealthy about it. She's gonna at least make sure that she's like, her presence is known so that she doesn't get spooked. But she just kind of, Ash just kind of goes.
You just plop down with the kind of creak, with the cracking of the rocks as your feet slide out from under you to sit down, and she does like turn and look at you and then kind of turn back to the middle distance, and there's like a handful of beats of silence before she breaks it. Says, "What are you doing up here?"
Try to take my mind off things, process other things.
I'd rather not think to take stuff off my mind.
Yeah.
Are you sad?
It's hard not to be.
Well, why? You never liked any of us.
I mean, y'all weren't ever real nice to me, so I had no reason to be, but what happened was still a tragedy.
She like heaves out a deep sigh from her nose. Well, you're not wrong, I guess. She like picks up a rock and tosses it. Basically, it's just hard enough to like hit the other side of the canyon wall.
Mm-hmm.
None of us were very nice to you, but we were kids. That's not an excuse, I guess. What it's worth, I'm sorry.
I forgive you. Ash really wants to be like, well, you know, you did, this was kind of a thing that happened for at least a decade of her life, and especially when they took Lemmy when she was 16. So it's more than just a kid shit. But
16-year-olds are kids.
That's true.
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah.
It's true.
But anyway.
But she doesn't want to like
yeah,
rub salt in the wound, but she's thinking about it.
That doesn't make it feel better, huh? Not on this end, anyway.
No. I never, I let that hurt go the best I could a long time ago, but the scars still remain.
You know? If I were just shooting the breeze and being truthful, I know the reason I went along with all that is because I was jealous of you.
Jealous of me?
Yeah. You got special attention by Earl. Got to learn all kinds of things. Be a sort of engineer. And then get off this rock. Follow your dream. The rest of us, we get to go in the mine. That's about it. Can't say for sure, but I'm guessing Tom and the others felt at least a little the same.
I mean, I'm back here, so I don't know what good it did me.
You tried? Something me nor Tom nor none of them will get to do. Them for obvious reasons. Me because it's just not what's meant to be.
If you have a dream, there's nothing wrong with trying to pursue it. I know it's hard to make much headway anywhere around here, but I mean, I worked my ass off to be able to accumulate all those favors to cash in to get off to begin with, so it wasn't like it was a free ticket.
Yeah. If Tom and them were heckling you, they'd try to discredit that, but you're right. She throws another rock.
Ash will throw a rock.
Sometimes hard work ain't enough, though.
It's true. There's always a degree of luck in any situation.
And you had help, and all that natural, good brains about you. She taps her head.
I rolled well on that, I guess.
You're lucky, like you said. Don't take that for granted.
I don't.
She's looking down now and kind of kicking her feet. You know, I understand why you never got back with us and tried to and make things up. Even that time Tom apologized, but I guess I wish things were different. Maybe things would be different for Tom and them in that case.
I wish things could have been different too. It was, I guess, Earl's favorite, but it's, y'all had each other and were able to grow up with peers. I didn't have any of that. I grew up with a weird old man and my parents, and not really exactly peers, as much as I love them dearly.
He nods slowly. Yeah, I guess we did take that from you. Awful sorry about that. That doesn't mean you can't have peers now.
It's true. Met some people on Coruscant and I can feel like I can call my friends, so I'm not up the creek without a paddle anymore, at least.
Yeah, that group of weirdos you came back with. Not my words. She puts her hands up. Just what I hear.
Oh, they're a group of eclectic weirdos.
Looks like you deserve each other then.
I couldn't ask for a better set of friends.
Guess the universe is making up for lost time then.
I certainly hope so.
Things are catching up to me too, I guess. She gets a really downtrodden look on her face.
I wouldn't say this is like karma or some bullshit like that. I mean, what happened was out of anyone's control.
She nods and her lip stiffens a little. You're right. Doesn't stop it from feeling like a mining drill at your heart.
No. Were you not with them on that shift when they went missing? Were you on a different shift?
I was sick.
Oh.
Believe it or not.
Blessing in disguise.
Something like that. Sure don't feel like it.
As someone who found what happened to him, I would count it as a blessing.
She's looking straight down now. And you don't need to roll to see that there's a tear that drips down into her lap. But she sniffles once. You know, I was planning on finally telling Tom I liked him, since he was taking ass blasted forever to ask me out. Man, maybe I dodged a bullet. A blaster shot, sorry. Maybe I dodged a blaster shot.
Maybe, but worrying about the what ifs is... I know it's easy to want to sink into those, but what ifs aren't something to get lost in.
Yeah. You know, Earl taught you good then. You know just what to say, I guess.
I mean, I suppose.
Suppose nothing. I ain't telling a fib.
He certainly did his best.
His best is pretty great. For this whole town, actually. That old kook.
Yeah. You know, being under his wing, you know, has its ups and downs. Saw way more than I would have liked.
She chuckles, in case that didn't come through my...
Oh, no, it did.
There's nothing wrong with some deal vibes. It's not my thing.
I mean, I'm not gonna look at him that way. That would be fucking weird, but I'm not gonna slut shame him. I just saw more than I would have liked.
Well, I guess everything has its ups and downs.
Yeah.
There's a few pregnant beats of silence before just still looking off into the distance. Hey, Asha?
Yeah?
Thanks for talking to me.
Yeah.
She puts a hand. You know, when two people are sitting, just like a hand closer to yours.
Ash will put a hand closer to hers as well.
And then we circle wipe. Or like this would be like a screen wipe when we're transitioning between scenes. Unless is there anything else? Brooke the player?
Brooke the player. Let me think. Would Ash say anything else? I'm trying to... My mind is a blank.
Okay.
We can move on.
Raestra.
My mind is an enigma. A milk falling over. Yes. Hello. It's me.
Earl asked you to go out at this appointed time and collect the big potluck dishes for the after gathering of the big funeral and take it all to Deggs. You got big hands and strong arms, so
It's two of the things I'm the most proud of.
Yeah. The rest is my shining personality.
That whole 16 in charisma.
And
I'm just so likable. It's not because I'm terrifying at all.
I like Raestra.
after one like big taking in all the groceries at once trip, there's still a few more houses. And the one next happens to be the Kai household.
Mm.
And when you enter, Asha's mother, Christine, says, "Oh, yes. I got it right here. It's all ready and easy to reheat." And she hands you, she picks up a pan, and you can smell from here, it looks like some sort of rice breading with all sorts of things inside, and definitely spices, because there's a red hue to the whole thing, and even getting a whiff, it smells spicy.
I'm picturing
curry. Yeah.
I was about to say I am picturing the way that hot Cheetos be, where they're just abnormally red.
Yeah. Not quite like that. It's like curry.
Okay.
This is definitely a natural thing. It's a traditional dish from, I don't know how long ago. My mama taught me, and now I know it.
She nods.
Oh, speaking of, you look tired. She sets it down. Sit down and have a glass of something with me. Do you like tea? You want water?
The awkward moment intensifies, but if I know anything about small mining town moms, and I would know a lot about that as I am from a small mining town in real life, no is not an option.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to make that clear, but I didn't need to.
And this is my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
No, I've known dozens of these women my whole life. No is not an option. You can start, but you will be inside the house, and there will be a drink in your hand, and you will be saying no as you drink it. So, it's just, okay, yeah, all right. Tea, please.
All right, some iced tea. That's what I'll be getting. And there's the clink. This is one of those pitchers that has ice in it, but is also in the freeze box.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, it's the conservator. Sorry, the Star Wars word.
Die.
We have to be canon compliant.
Fucking die.
Fucking die.
And she looks up at the chrono. Sure, don't want calf? Are you more of a calf gal? Let me put on my favorite jizz music.
I can go downstairs right now. I need everyone at home to know that.
Who's your favorite jizz whaler? I like Pickering Dan. Anyway.
I'm more of a Max Rebo person myself, but okay.
Nyx definitely sits her down. Is like,
everybody likes Pickering Dan.
But you gotta listen to Max Rebo. He's kind of only popular in the Outer Rim Tatooine area where he's from, but he's a real winner in my book, and he plays all these Max Rebo albums for Ray. She's like, I guess he's all right.
Have you heard I'm not a blue elephant?
And Raestra sort of unironically is like, oh wait, this actually fucking slaps.
This does slap. Adding it to my Spotify playlist. Sorry, Spotify playlist.
Oh, you mean Spoofy?
Is Spoofy?
Hey. I don't just pirate goods. Digital assets. Music.
I would
I'm
download
why
it.
Taylor Swift doesn't put the music on Spotify anymore.
I would, thou Lepard.
No, I am a big Swiftie, you know.
I would, I believe that, Hondo. I believe that wholeheartedly.
I saw on Tumblr, somebody was posting like articles of people saying, yeah, did you guys know that Taylor Swift is a punk rock artist?
And
I
don't know about that one.
I needed to sober up after that.
Don't need. I just got a visceral image of Hondo like insisting that they blast 22 at his birthday.
Big bangs, another word otherwise.
Big fan of the Red Album.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the concert? Oh, so good.
Absolutely scalped tickets. Anyway.
I'm surrounded by a bunch of young Twi'leks and humans, but
it is worth it. Anyway, Christ.
She gets you some tea.
Mm-hmm.
If we were in the Chisisinacy, it would be Kako Leaf.
Listen, she does say tea.
No.
She doesn't hate tea, so it's just the not alcohol thing that she drinks. And she's like, something tells me that asking this very sweet woman to get me alcohol at this time of day is not a good idea, so I'm just simply not going to.
Could ask for a Long Island iced tea. That's alcoholic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
God, it's Justin.
Listen, I said one thing wrong the other day about something, and you made fun of me, so I have to make sure, because I don't know. I don't drink. I'm a teetotaler.
No, I know. It's just, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. One of the funniest things about living with Brooke and Justin... No, you know what? Justin specifically. Because Brooke doesn't do it as often as Justin does. Where Justin will say a thing, and I have to remember, oh, you're a good little Christian boy.
Yeah.
Good little homeschooled fundamentalist Christian boy. Because he'll say what the fuck was you said something relating to weed. And it was just wrong. And I just laughed.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember what it was.
There was a weed incident. There was a weed incident. I just can't remember the details.
There was a weed incident, but I cannot remember the details. And Justin was like, that's the word, right? And I was like, yes, Justin. Head pats.
Anyway.
She slides you the glass and sits down across from you and kind of cradles her glass and sits quietly for a few moments, seeing if you will say anything.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, being a good host. Yeah,
this is the most... this is probably top 10 most awkward moments of her life.
Considering this is like the first time she's meeting Ash's parents.
Mm-hmm. So it's a rollicking start.
Right when the appropriate amount of waiting time to see if your guest has anything to say passes. Like, I'm talking on the dot. She goes, I did want to ask you something.
Shoot.
You're Ash's friend, right?
I sure hope so.
Was she safe on Coruscant?
Raestra visibly thinks for a minute, which is probably not a ringing endorsement, but goes, yeah, I mean, I think as safe as you can be.
She nods, like quickly twice. It's just, we were real worried, you know. She's had Earl to watch over her pretty much most of her life. We entrusted him because, well, she like looks right to left as if that matters. You guys are in their house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's special.
My brain immediately went, you can just say she's autistic. We all know.
No.
No, it's Raestra nods.
You know, in that way that neither me nor her father can understand or even help. And it's not even just that, you know, she's so bright and smart. God, and capable.
You've really got to stop making it sound like this is about autism. You're doing it on purpose at this point.
The Jedi Order is an autism cult. Did you know?
Listen.
Where they take young autistics and young autistic children, and they
the real conversation.
You joke,
Star
but that
Wars
makes a lot of sense now.
Listen. Watch George just be like, yeah, it was always like a metaphor for being,
Neurodivergent.
being neurodivergent. It's like I was.
Was.
You can't handle the uber instinct of my
It's
uber
my
autism
uber-ism.
observes.
Kills the
Kills
younglings.
Yeah, children do say yippee, you're correct. And what says yippee? Fucking autism
Children.
creature.
Yeah.
Just saying. Illuminati sound effect. Thank you. Please add that in the TikTok. Thank you. Anyway,
she always deserved a lot more than we could ever give her, but we just worry.
yeah, that makes sense.
She's kind of like, oh no, say your thing. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say no. She just goes, yeah, that makes sense, and then just continues to drink her tea.
Yeah, you kind of you tip the glass up, and she's like looking at you intently, kind of blinking slowly, and she's not like you're used to being, what's the word? Scoped.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
But she's not scoping you. She's present, which is something you're not used to.
No, it's real weird.
Last time you can remember, your master was very good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Inquisitorious one.
No, and I picture that it made Ray very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Because of autism.
I do not like being perceived this way.
But you folks can't stay here, huh?
It's, probably not a good idea, no.
Yeah. Well, now for the thing I want to ask you. She reaches her hand across the table. She doesn't touch you, but it's like that gesture,
She starts with the that wasn't what you, the thing earlier wasn't what you were gonna ask. Then she's like,
that was
oh,
just
okay.
a question.
Okay. Very, very visibly, tangibly awkward.
Will you keep our Asha safe?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can do that.
She nods solemnly. I know she's perfectly capable of taking care of herself. But, she's always had someone kind, and she looks down and searches for the word there, like Earl.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's right. I think you seem like you're good at that too.
I mean, yeah, protecting stuff is what I was, yeah.
And it seems wherever you go, that soldier boy goes, so he can protect her too.
Mm-hmm. We are, unfortunately for him, a package deal.
Not married, right?
No, oh god, no. No.
She nods solemnly, like she knew this the whole time, and there's a little bit of a smile, like she's about to win a bet. As soon as you're gone, there's going to be money collected.
Raestra is familiar with this.
It means the world to us. Ash is very special.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
Thank you. And she actually does touch your hand with that little nice mom pat,
Raestra would have no idea. But she nods. She says, yeah, I mean, despite what she apparently thought until recently, we really like her, and I'd be absolutely devastated if something bad happened to her.
Your promise is what we'll cling to, because I guess there won't be much chance to get back in touch with us, though I hope she'll try.
We can definitely try.
She nods and stands and seems to busy herself, but you can tell that, there's emotions welling up. There's one of those hand fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Raestra becomes more awkward. She's like, oh fuck, she's gonna cry. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Well, you do have to get this stuff to Dag, so, but you can take your time with your tea. I'm just gonna take care of some things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Now we're at the terrible impasse of, I have no idea what to do with this moment emotionally. I would really like to leave. If I hurry, it's going to make me look bad, so I won't.
So, making a socially awkward check.
I'm proficient in these, both in the game and in real fucking life, B. Do you really want me to make a check?
No, that was just a joke.
Okay.
The appropriate amount of time passes, and by that, you, like, sip your tea for much too long.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I can't be fast, so slow it is.
There is a non-zero part of her that wants to make small talk, doesn't know what the fuck she would say, so she says nothing.
Christine does some dishes, with her facing away from you. But eventually you do finish, and you take the nice Togruta curry adjacent.
She is thanked as well as just like, thank you. Goes.
An anxiety check is equivalent of trying to fail a performance check, I suppose.
Correct! That's it! You joke, but...
It's all charisma at the end of the day. It's what I would have had you roll if I wasn't joking. But you start gathering more, but go ahead and make an insight check for me.
I'm not good at these. Historically quite bad at them. I was gonna use my new duck dice, but they're downstairs. No.
Why would you leave your ducks downstairs?
I put them in my room because I was gonna take a picture. That's not bad though. That's an 18.
Oh, 18? Yeah. You, much like a brain like yours is wont to do, run what she said a little over and over in your head because you got nothing else to think about.
Mm-hmm.
And then you remember the exact phrasing of, I think he's right. You'd be good at this.
Yeah, I picked up on that out of character.
Yeah.
Ray would have just been far too awkward in the moment to have picked up on it, but I picked up on that out of character.
Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of just... Wait a fucking second. I'm gonna go bring the things and I'm gonna go talk to Earl.
You enter the home. Oh, did you get it all? That's good.
Yeah,
I appreciate the help.
I just talked to Ash's mom, I think.
Yeah? Christine?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Sweet lady.
I was assuming because I wasn't there and she was a Togruta and similar colors. So, she said something about you.
Did she?
That you said something about me taking care of Ash?
Did she?
No, I am lying to you in these moments about this weirdly specific detail. Yes, she said.
He purses his lips and rubs the back of his head. Well, she wasn't supposed to.
Well, you can't put the lizard monkeys back in the jar. So, like, what?
Why would you put a lizard monkey in a jar?
They're like a
It had to be a big jar.
They're like a children's toy. They hang on each other's fingers and make chains out of them.
The barrels, yeah. The barrel monkeys, okay, yeah.
That's not the fucking point!
The Jedi had very old, like, toys. No video games for young Jedi, just barrels of lizard monkeys.
That's not the fucking point! What does that mean?
Well, I just wasn't going to make a big deal about it, and I supposed you didn't want to either. But
I mean, a big deal about what?
Well, what her mother asked you, basically. It was my idea, since I've been around you all for a bit, but I figured if it came from me, it just, wouldn't have as much weight.
There is a distinct pause as she thinks for a second, and she's this is the way she would phrase it. She just looks at Earl like real serious for a second and then goes, "Are you gonna kill yourself? Is this what this is?" Because like if that's what this is, then some sort of intervention is being staged in these moments.
No, you guys are leaving. I can't go with you, so.
Yeah, but this is like really fatalistic, like.
Well, you're not coming back. That's all. So.
Well, I don't know. Maybe not like never. I don't know.
Well, you shouldn't come back. It just wouldn't be smart.
Well, not anytime soon, no, obviously, but, like, not never. Her fucking parents are here.
I just want someone she can count on to watch over her at all times. Like,
And you picked me?
He nods slowly.
Why?
He opens his mouth, pauses, closes it for a second as he gathers the words. Because you're a good person. And you care.
I mean, that second thing's true.
You're kind in the ways that matter.
That's more accurate.
Kind of remind me of, well, me and my master.
Would that how public is the knowledge?
I mean, they talked about it. Yeah, you guys talked about it over the macaroni, if I remember correctly.
No, I mean, like, I'm double checking because, like, no, I know who his master is, but, like, how public is the knowledge about
that he led the separatist army? That was the most public because he was the
no, that he's a Sith Lord.
I believe that's come up.
Okay, I'm just making sure that I'm not like, I don't want to get yelled at.
Yeah, no.
She kind of, again, makes sort of a face, like, that's not a compliment.
No, the parts of my master that inspired me when I was young.
Okay.
Before everything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about... She gestures between them this.
That's why I didn't want to... That's why I asked her to do it.
She's nice.
He nods. She is.
Having a mom seems cool.
Yeah, I'll say. Sorry.
You're not in this episode.
We all have mommy issues. Not me. I love my mom.
My mom.
Shaak-Ti's fucking awesome. Shaak-Ti was great. I love Shaak-Ti.
Shaak-Ti was cool.
She loved those clones. Anyway. Yeah, I wouldn't know either. Well, I remember a little bit. But not enough to be substantial, I guess.
I didn't. Not even before. Not even after, really. I've been raised by guys my whole life.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
She shrugs.
Well, on the outside.
The solving my problems with the violence impulse is probably not a good thing, I think.
You're getting better about that, though.
She does, like, an in-between hand gesture. I'm just not turning people into condensed soup anymore, I guess.
Progress.
Yeah, I guess.
An old friend of mine used to say serving the light was a everyday journey. You wake up and you make a choice. We're always making choices.
Yeah. Just wish it didn't suck.
Me too. That's a good good transition, unless you had more. Yeah.
Nope, that's about it.
Baba. Cal, it's your turn. Cal, you are going to the cantina. Do you know why?
I don't know. It can't be good.
Well, you feel bad.
I always feel bad.
I mean, that's fair.
That's the Jedi guilt complex.
Same though.
That's going on the list. Well, it's because you feel bad. I always feel bad. Fair.
fair. Earl made a gentle suggestion because he went and helped clean everything up, but you just you wanted to go and check.
Yeah, that is something he would do. It's the Jedi guilt complex.
Do you know that everything is your fault, but also the Force is in charge of everything?
I personally feel responsible for Order 66.
Isn't it great being a Jedi during the prequels? You're so responsible for everything, including this war. But, like, remember, you gotta let everything go, because the Force moves in mysterious ways.
He just walks up to Earl. I'm sorry, Count Dooku became a separatist. It's all my fault.
Yeah, I know your sister died of cancer, but it's all God's plan.
Sure.
Luminara Dooley, is that you?
We'll get to that in context. You'll see the context eventually.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
She already saw a little bit of the context.
Barris Offie, actually.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
she already saw a little bit of that context of like, listen, I know we haven't felt them die, but if my Padawan dies, she dies. I'm willing to let go.
I was in the process of unmuting to be like, Jesus Christ, Ben, and then you were like, Lunara, is that you? Fuck!
Listen, all these nerds think they know what they're talking about. They're like, Mace Windu, everything wrong with the Jedi. Kiadi Mundi, he said that one hypocritical thing, and therefore I think he's everything wrong with the Jedi. Luminara Unduli.
This is not a fucking hate podcast. We're playing D&D.
Now that I think about it, Barris is Jesus Christ. I mean, her fucking parental figure abandoned her for a bit, and then she spent some time under some rocks, and she came out, and everybody acted like nothing happened.
Yeah. Don't spoil the other thing about Barris, though. He hasn't seen that yet.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's early season. I figured that would be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you go to Dagon's. And it's quiet in there. There are people, but the atmosphere there is like, the first time you went, it was like palpable, like just melancholy, just hanging in the air. This time it's like solemn, like just like everyone's being quiet because no one really wants to break the silence. But as soon as you walk in, Dagon kind of perks up, and not in an oh shit it's this guy kind of way, in a oh it's you. And he kind of saunters over to that side of the bar closest to the door and says, "Hey, I didn't get your name."
Cal is fine.
Cal. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How's everything been here? I was here during the altercations.
Yeah. I remember. Everything's fine. We patched things up. It's nothing but a few tables and a lot of pride's got broken. So
A lot of pride?
yeah, the only thing I heard was my pride. You never heard that one?
No, I understand. He kind of just sits down somewhere. To my knowledge, the whole fight started because of somebody's perceived notion of a friend of mine being responsible for the deaths of people within the mines.
Oh, they were just hopped up on their feelings.
Grief is a powerful feeling.
Yes, indeed. Hey, can I get you anything?
No, actually. That's part of why I came here. I was wondering if there was anything I could possibly help with, if anything needs fixing at all. I'd hate to think that fingers were pointed, at least partially, in my direction, and I did nothing to fix a situation I did technically start.
No, you didn't start nothing. But if you are offering favors, I think I got one for you. And he steps away from you down to the other side of the bar, makes a hand gesture at two people sitting at the bar that like they've had their heads down this whole time, and you couldn't see them, but then they start towards you, and it's like the two guys that actually did start the fight, the fathers of the two of the deceased miners.
Yeah.
One of them with a big limp comes over to your side of the bar, and Dagon kind of matching step with them, but he reached under the bar and pulled something out that seems to be in like this aluminum, Warma steel. No. Cook-a steel. This is Star Wars, folks. Actually, I think aluminum is in Star Wars somewhere, so we'll see. An aluminum pan with inside, it appears and smells to be some kind of cobbler. Some kind of southern pastry with a sugary fruit inside. And Dagon sets it down wordless, and then kind of looks at the two men, and gives a little nod, and then there's still like silence as both of them kind of like clear their throats, and then he nods again a little more fervently, and the bigger one, the more portly one, is like, we just had this made and wanted it to get to that veteran, along with a message that we're awfully sorry for what we did and said. It was uncalled for, and we shouldn't have done it.
I see. These two men are like, they're in front of Cal.
Yeah, you're again at the corner of the bar, and so they're at the other corner, so like in front, and the bar is between you at an angle. You understand what I'm saying?
I think so.
Yeah.
And they want me to like pass along a message, or
this dish. We heard from Deg that he lacks food.
I see.
The other one kind of chimes in. Think of it as like a token of our sincerest apologies.
I would think if anybody was owed condolences, it'd be you two.
Yeah, well, it's no excuse for what we did. We make things right around here. So, if you could, bring this to him, give him the message. He doesn't have to do anything in return. And you don't even need to make a roll, because your passive insight, especially when it comes to emotion, is high enough. These two men are quite afraid of him. They seem to be desperate for any excuse to like do this and make it right, but not get face to face with that clone ever again.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. He's really not as scary as he looks.
They look at each other and then nod at you like, yeah.
It must be hard what you two are going through.
Yeah. The worst, the kind of portly one says, the worst part is on the rare occasion you imagine something like this happening, or like what you would do, you picture all kinds of emotions spinning, all kinds of feelings spinning inside you, but it's worse when you just feel hollow.
It is. I lost people that I've considered family. Every day I think about what I could do differently. And I think it's taken me too long to understand that it's not what I could have done then that I need to focus on, it's what I can do now.
They both nod solemnly. Damn right.
You two are good men. One mistake shouldn't absolve you of that.
Well, we've all made a lot of mistakes, but
everyone has. Failure is the greatest teacher.
The greatest teacher? Failure is the best part of The Last Jedi, this is. They used the real puppet, they did.
Real puppet, they did. Could have used AI.
No, not AI. Well, we got a lot to learn from, and a lot to think about. Thank you for your help and the wise words.
I'm always happy to help.
Who was that strange Nautilin?
Now you're on pie delivery.
Yeah. It's cobbler, which is better than pie in my opinion.
Close enough.
I haven't had cobbler in so long, honestly.
Do you bring it back to the place? To Nyx?
Cal will head back, and he will... Oh man, No, because Cal messed up, not Nyx. That would be too mean. He'd kind of head and he'd look for Nyx.
Nyx?
Nyx?
Now's your time. Now's your time.
Boy, I was last. I was chosen last. I don't know whether to be honored or scared.
Well, now you have to double team with Cal because he's bringing you cobbler, and you got to talk about it.
Cobbler.
Oh, yes. Do you remember the cantina fight that we were in?
Yeah.
This is an apology from those two guys that sort of started things.
What's the catch?
There is no catch. They were grieving men, Nix. I don't know.
Fair enough. Takes the cobbler. What do we do with, like, peach, berry, apple?
It's some kind of berry.
Knowing this planet, it might be a mineral.
Oh, it might be a rock.
It's copper cobbler, my favorite.
Oh, this is a rock. This is.
Oh man,
this
the
is a rock.
the cobbler's in the copper's in season. Oh hell yeah!
In
The
season.
cobbler.
The copper cobbler.
The cobbler.
Sorry, continue.
You gotta let it sit for a while and oxidize. Really good.
That's going on the list.
Gotta let it sit and oxidize.
Don't you mean ferment? I said what I said.
Ah, yes, ACAD. All coppers are desserts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's a berry. It's not a mineral. And it tastes fantastic.
Yes, I'm sure it does.
The bar's holding up fine. It wouldn't surprise me if cantina fights weren't less than more than unusual.
I'm sure they're an occurrence. If it's not clear, Nyx is not doing great.
I am not feeling good.
I am not feeling good.
Well, emotions are usually pretty clear to Cal, so he'll... Can I insight?
Would he need to, Nyx?
I mean, it's clear that he's in his head. Like, he's not saying much other than, this is good. So, we could, I'm fine with an insight check to see if, like, more can be perceived outside of him just clearly being, like, not quite here.
You do have advantage there, Cal.
I think I actually know how I want to do this. I'm not Raestra, but I think I've learned that look.
Yeah.
Yeah, that look you're doing right there.
Have a look.
Yes, you do. It's, sort of close to like 1,000-yard stare. You get your brows kind of furrow a bit.
Yeah.
You, look like you're preparing for a battlefield.
Kind of my default. Kind of the only thing I know.
And I imagine that there's one you're fighting right now.
I had this... I don't know what it was. It was either a memory or a nightmare. Maybe both. And I can't shake it because it goes against everything that I remember. Or that I thought I remembered.
Memories aren't always honest.
I know I didn't go to the temple. I know I was shot before I got there. By Creed. But before we went to that bar, I remembered Ranger getting bisected by a lightsaber.
By a lightsaber?
Yeah.
Was this during the Order?
I don't know. That's what's messing with me. I don't know.
I have a question, DM.
Yeah?
Does Cal know about Pong? The video game?
No. No.
What about the person?
No, also not that one.
What about the sound effect when a ball hits a wooden paddle?
Yeah, you loved to play ping pong. You just weren't very good at it. Master Janaya would kick your ass all the time.
Cal wouldn't know about Pong Krell?
That's a rough one, right? Because it's never made clear after. We just, like, know what happens in that arc.
And no spoilers for B10.
But there isn't many fibers of me that would argue against the fact that the head council would definitely have tried to cover that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't know.
Yeah.
Cal, to answer your question, the only thing you could think of when Jedi would have cut down clones is the Order.
I can't say I can really imagine a Jedi cutting down a clone unless it were for the Order.
Exactly. Which means I was there. Or maybe I'm going insane. And I'm just getting fucked over by this entire planet. One big joke. I blame Jedi mind trick.
Cal will put a hand on Nyx's shoulder. Out of every single person in the Clone Wars that I could think of that have fought in it, nobody's had a harder time in it than the clones themselves. And that includes you. Even for as short as time you spent in it compared to others. I've told you before, I've never felt comfortable about people whose entire lives are built for something. It doesn't sit right with me.
He kind of rubs the spot where the blaster bolt hit him. Agreed. The problem is, I'm afraid to find out. What if I did kill July?
Do you know what I would be scared of? If I were in your shoes.
What?
I'd be significantly more terrified of never finding out.
Yeah. Justin.
Yeah?
Do I remember the color of the lightsaber from the memory that you gave me?
It's more like a vision. So it was all a blur, but it was le green.
Le green.
Yeah.
It was like a greenish blue.
Well, you see,
So that narrows down like half of them.
you see the good guys. They have blue and green, and the bad guys they have red. Yeah.
Nobody has a purple one.
Nobody. Nope.
The
There could be
blues
a
and
purple one.
greens, that one guy that got a purple one.
Can you imagine the timeline where Mace Windu didn't get the purple lightsaber? Just wouldn't be nearly as cool of a character.
It would, yeah.
Honestly, it wouldn't be nearly as cool.
Can't believe Samuel L. Jackson was carried by the color purple.
It was a symbiotic relationship, is what it was, really.
Honestly, yeah.
I will... Cal will sit down. I should be honest with you as well. I also had a vision of something that happened in my past.
Great.
Around the same time that you did.
Go on then.
It was during the Order.
Great.
I was running. I was running from clones. With my master and her Padawan. We had separated. Last thing I heard was that I failed her.
Well, maybe there's some solace in that. Now we know for a fact that something's fucked.
It could be an after effect of... We both know the dark side is affecting Shere Khan.
Yeah, a little bit too much. One of the reasons why I want to get off this rock.
We're not... Right. We're not immune to the dark side.
Kind of rubs his temple again. Not immune to a lot of things.
We're not.
Da, 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 da. Plucking on like an electric bass.
The Grand Inquisitor just walking up. You're not immune to the dark side.
Oh, fuck off. Go away. You're not supposed to be here.
You know, revenge does wonders for one's will to live. We have Rupert Friend was having a blast.
I suppose, at that, Nixon's gonna... He's at the house now, right? Is there anybody else here?
Yeah. There's... Would you like there to be?
Only...
Well, I don't
only if-
know. You said at the beginning of the session that you were taking more of a narrative focus.
It depends on why you're asking me that. If you wouldn't do this if people were there, then no, people aren't there. I'm in charge.
Okay. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Only if there's an applause track as they walk in.
He would definitely have this conversation if there was nobody within earshot.
Okay.
Honestly, he needs his people being paranoid about him.
Yep.
Do you know where Raestra and Ashaa-kai are?
I think Asher went out, said something about wanting to go out for a walk, and I believe Raestra went out to go get a couple of things, I think.
I see.
And I have no idea where Earl is.
And I bet it's not important.
Well,
No.
well, Earl is a Jedi Master. They're usually really good at disappearing like that.
Not what I was expecting from a Jedi Master.
You should have met my master. I will turn around for 1 second, and then she will be gone.
I heard that real Jedi Masters, like the good ones, they even, when killed, say, nope, dying is gay, and just disappear.
Death is a concept invented by the Jedi.
To oppress us.
I don't even know how to spell it.
I don't want to spell it. No, I'm just kidding.
Gay dying is. Faded away into the living force, I did.
A chair. It's perfectly shaped for my little body. Oh no! Sorry.
Did you know that if someone tries to kill you, you can just say, nah. Dark side, bitch.
The force sends me to hell, I simply won't go. What's it going to do? Send me to hell? I'm already not going.
How many more days until that imperial diplomat? Until our new ship.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
He's a governor.
And I know, like, he's supposed to be kind of, like, unprepared. He's just he's just doing face work. Well, that's not. He's just kind of making face, that's it. But I still feel like this is, like, a very underdeveloped plan, and I feel like we need a plan. That's just me. Just paranoid.
What could go wrong? Anyway.
Meanwhile,
we transition to the final thing.
Wobbly, 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 wobbly.
The final one.
the final.
It's many days into the week. There isn't that much time left until the mass funeral procession, and it is late. A good few people are already asleep, and Earl is getting ready to sleep when he perks his head like he heard something, and then shakes it, and then like tilts it from one side then the other. And Ash, I suppose, would not be going to sleep yet, probably working on something at the table. You see him go kind of trot to one of the, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Not awning. Hold on. Don't worry about it. Ottoman. Oh, like an ottoman thing where his jacket is, and he grabs it and starts pulling it on.
What's up? And
you ask that, and he opens his mouth to answer, but as he does, his comm link goes, and he says, yeah. And you can kind of hear the muffled voice of Foreman Broswick say quite a bit in a little bit amount of time. Something you did not think capable of his voice and cadence. And Earl nods. Yeah, I'm already on my way. And then he hangs up. I should get everybody.
Okay.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, alright, runs upstairs. Guys, we got something.
What?
Emergency?
Cool.
Another one?
Alright, let's go. Up two.
Dix is just ready.
Okay. Please tell me I'm not going to the hospital on Christophsis again.
What? No, get up.
No?
Let's go. Up two. Come on.
Let's the sooner we get there, the sooner we can go back to sleep. Come on.
You know, the Kaminoans used to turn on all their bright white lights just at random times of the night to make sure that we were ready to get up at any moment.
Yep, this is the drills.
You know how fucking white Topeka City is? It's white.
You know, the Kaminoans were usually...
Even with the lights out, it was too bright in that damn city.
You know, the Kaminoans, sometimes they would just throw flashbangs into our rooms to wake us.
It's the equivalent. It's like turning the lights on our day.
Jesus.
And just the idea of, like, the soft, slow-spoken Kaminoans being, like, drill sergeants. Yeah.
Guys are bastards.
I didn't hear you.
Namaste
You wipe that smile off of your face.
Namaste is a real hard ass if you get on the wrong side of her.
God.
It's Nalase.
Nalase, thank you.
But you guys shuffle out quickly.
Yes.
Earl is not explaining, but is in a rush. And luckily, it seems someone sent the hyperrail back this way, and you guys only wait about 60 seconds before it comes, and you guys hop on, and it's only one car. And you guys ride in silence. But near the end, Earl does offer, It's Garrick. Broswick told me something. Well, I just didn't. He was sneaking around, and I got a really bad feeling. Asha, you know that Garrick Drayson is the father of Josh Drayson, who was the one person that was killed by the Unav in that train attack. The corrupted Unav.
Oh no.
But Asha would be the only one that knows that, so he kind of offers that name and everyone else is unsure.
Ash will it's Josh's dad. He's sneaking around. I don't like where this is going.
I got a really bad feeling. And I learned to trust those, so and the hyper rail comes to a stop just suddenly, and you guys hop off and are in the all too familiar main mining camp. And there's a moment like Earl marches forward a few confident steps, stops, and looks around as if taking it in, and then confidently walks toward the tunnel that led you guys to the nice deep hole that took you towards the Unav.
I don't like where this is going. Let's go.
Right at that tunnel entrance, there are some men who kind of post up is such an easy word to use, but not the right one. but they like kind of cover the entrance with it. And Earl just says, "Y'all need to move out of the way." And one of them says, "Well, Broswick gave us orders to guard this. It's unsafe." "That's a damn lie, and you know it. I'm gonna ask you only once more." And they kind of look at each other.
Nyx is gonna absolutely visually draw his blaster.
When you do that, Earl actually puts his hand out and gestures you. No. We don't need none of that, right? And he looks over at the guys who are still kind of exchanging looks. One of them is the portly fellow that started the bar fight.
Oh, sweet. So he remembers me. And Nyx is making direct eye contact with him.
He looks down and taps his foot and goes, "Yeah. You're right, Earl." He looks to the other ones. "This ain't right. I think we all know that." And they all kind of also take sudden interest in their shoes, in their boots. "Y'all ain't done nothing wrong yet, so just get out of our way." And they kind of shuffle to the side, and Earl marches forward, I imagine with you guys close behind.
Oh no, I'm going, and I give the rest. I give these men the biggest stink eye I can muster.
Sames.
Cal doesn't give stink eyes.
He's not good at them.
He's perpetually adorable. He can't give stink eyes.
God, factually correct. He
also,
isn't
I don't think any
baby.
Nautilin could. You see how big Nautilin eyes are? They're just they're too entrancing to be mean.
Actually, what's Garrick doing?
We don't know. He asked us to do this as a favor, but he had dead tonight.
Some bitch is gonna get himself killed.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth. Let's hurry. And you guys kind of jog down. And long story short, you get to the big drop off, and when you do, you see the figure of Garrick there. Now, Garrick Drayson is a kind of older human of, in our terms, African American. He, you know, the guy that plays hold on, don't worry about it.
Hold on. Let me just.
Who's this? Oh no, his name is Cyborg. Cyborg in the Snyder movies. Cyborg's dad in the Snyder movies.
Mm-hmm.
That actor. That's that's the visual I picture for Garrick. So channel that. Just like a sweet looking older, kind of stout, with a round face and intelligent eyes, and he's stringing together. You know how old timey dynamite strings look, but it's barely gotten it around the first lip of the thing, and Earl just announces you guys' presence. "Drayson, come on. What do you think you're doing?" See, I've had this in my head for a bit, but the exact words are hard. You know that feel?
Jafeel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that feel exactly.
Yeah.
All too well as a DM.
Yeah.
You know what you're gonna say. You don't know how you're gonna say it.
Yeah.
Something dick joke.
Hey, yo. What should have been done a while ago, Ross? No.
Don't be stupid.
What she said. It's
Nyx absolutely has his. He's okay, so he doesn't have his blaster trained on anything. However, he's prepared to disarm if need be.
no. He Earl again puts his hand out. It's like you get anything near that detonite, we're all getting blown to hell.
Oh yeah, hey y'all. This is not the time,
Shut up!
Earl.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! This is my moment. No, it's our moment. No, Earl, you were lying to us. Those things, they killed my little boy. I tried so hard. I'm so sorry. I can't put on a black scent. But this is what this actor sounds like.
You don't need to put on a black set. It's totally fine.
Yeah. So like, I'm super doing my best. So don't worry about it. He's got a deep kind of melodic voice. I remember. So like, that's what he sounds like. I tried to have a little emotion too, but I'm no actor, so don't. I'm just a guy, guys.
Look, my anxiety's ratcheted, so you're doing something right.
Everybody mock him in the comments. Woo!
I'm here to make things right. No, this won't make nothing right, and you know that.
Revenge won't make you feel better. It's just gonna cause more pain.
And what I told you was the truth, Garrick. The Unav down below, they were victims just as much as those poor people that died. There was a thing. So what thing? You're not telling us everything, and I can't stand for it. Not when there's been bloodshed.
Garrick, don't do something stupid.
You've already used that one, and here I am, holding the detonite.
Being stupid. And here I am in the process of being stupid.
Earl does everything he can to protect the people of this town and make sure everything runs as smoothly as possible.
Yeah, but none of y'all saved my little Josh.
We tried our best.
I know. It's not your fault. It's those plant things.
Not their fault either.
And why not?
They were rogue agents.
Early, you better give him something. Or else I will.
Earl sighs.
I would like to try something.
Earl gives you a look. Is it an all or nothing kind of something?
It's a
like,
different
and
point.
he does the stupid hand wave.
No,
to get. Okay.
I'm gonna have him look from a different point of view.
So is that a yes or a no to trying to cast a force power?
He's not gonna cast a force power.
Okay. That's what I figured. Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Or I'll just give you a tiny nod.
Garrick, I'd like to look at things from your eyes for a moment. You blow up this detonite. You kill everything inside. What happens next?
He's breathing heavy and says, "Plant bastards get what they deserve."
And then what? What happens with you, Garrick? Do you go back home? Do you forget about everything that happened? Does everything get back to normal?
No. We all go to the funeral.
I'm really not trying to argue with you, but I want to understand your point of view. I want to see why I want to know what you're going to do after this.
I can't dig that poor boy's cubby for him, knowing that this wrong isn't made right.
The wrong's already been made right.
But do you truly believe that things are going to be right after this? And I don't mean that a day from now, 2 days from now. It will feel right. For a small while. What about in a year? What about in 2 years?
He's shaking his head as you're saying this. I don't know, but it don't feel right now.
Would Josh believe it's right now?
He doesn't believe anything.
Do you honestly think this is gonna heal your pain?
Of course not. Not a fool.
Your son was taken from you, and it was a tragedy. So you think that taking loved ones from the Unav is a good idea? That an eye for an eye is gonna make things right? You're just gonna be robbing people of others that they love. How was that ride?
Those things on the train didn't feel like they could love. Well, those things on the train were different. Earl steps forward a little closer. There was something down there. Something big and evil.
Nyx is going to follow suit behind Earl, so this way he can pull Earl out of danger.
Yeah. And it was spreading that evil everywhere. It was taking control. It's what happened to Tom and them. So they got holes in their heads. Can't tell you exactly how, because I don't know exactly how. But it was controlling the Unav, and it tried to control us. Would have succeeded too, if not for Ash and them.
Garrick, I promise you, you know you don't have all the answers. If you do this, it will eat at you for the rest of your life.
His shoulders tremble a little, and he looks down, and then at you, Cal, as you say that, and then straight at Earl. Do you swear? You swear on my boy's soul that that's true? And Earl nods. I swear. I never lied to y'all before, and I'm not starting today.
Don't do the one thing you can't take back.
Garrick looks down again, and then his shoulders slump, and he kind of sets the bundle of detonite he had down, and then steps away from it quickly, like it was hot in his hands. And
Nyx, if I may, very well trained. Nyx is going to keep his eyes on him, move towards the detonite, kneel down, and gently pick it up.
As you do, he just kind of stumbles towards Earl and throws his arms around him and starts sobbing in his shoulder. And Earl kind of wraps his arms around Garrick, and he just kind of talks to him gently. There. Josh would be proud. You gotta dig his hole. You gotta dig his cubby with a clear conscience. And he just kind of, you see him visibly like nod into Earl's shoulder and continues to cry. And all the Force sensitives feel something. It's not foreboding like you're used to feeling down here, or that sense of being followed. You kind of, when like air conditioning vents are clogged up and then you clean them and you like feel the difference? It's like that.
Yeah.
Is it a good feeling, a bad feeling?
It's good.
Okay.
It's like that feeling you get when you got a Hot Pocket in the microwave and it's done.
Yeah. Finna hurt myself.
Ash takes a notable breath of sigh of relief.
Get him out of here.
Let's get you home, Garrick. Did the missus know about this? And he just shakes his head slowly, still like sniffling and crying a little too hard to say anything. And Earl's like, well, she's gonna be worried then. Let's go.
Cal will put a hand on Ash's shoulder. You did really good. You'd make a good diplomat.
Thank you. I think I only had, I don't know what truly did it in the end, but I'm gonna put it on home turf advantage, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good way.
I mean, like...
Truthfully, I don't think it was just that you were from here. You've always had a good heart. Putting people comforts first, that's your strong suit.
Ash has to physically stop herself from self-deprecating.
Better not.
You better not.
Don't do it.
You shut the fuck up.
I didn't even say
I
anything.
will go just a...
Thank you.
I will have a little bit of dark side as a treat. I will on the Force.
Do not have the dark side as a treat. You know we can't do that. No. Bad Cal.
As a treat.
As a treat.
I have the dark side all the time. As a treat. You guys solved my emotionally unstable man puzzle.
Hell yeah.
We did it.
Oh, that's a puzzle I'm still trying to solve in real life.
That is the end of that sequence. But if you will bear with me, I do know exactly how the session should end.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you will allow me to wax narrative, we can skip. Oh wait, no. You were going to say goodbye to your parents, Asha. I have in bold. Don't forget in my notes.
I said we didn't have to role play that out, but we can make it quick before you wrap up with your thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like before all this happened. So this is definitely
Before
out of
times.
order.
Yeah.
I make sure I go when my parents are off their shift and head back home.
Yeah. How you holding up?
I'm holding up all right.
I know. It's a right melancholy village out there. But who can blame anybody? Is melancholy a type of dog? I wonder.
A type of what?
Dog.
I mean, if you named it one. If you named it that.
You want some tea, sweet pea?
Yeah.
Coming right up. She gets you some tea.
I drank it.
And as your father is sitting at the table as well, drinking his own tea. You know, your mother and I are mighty proud of what you did here this past couple of days. You've really grown up into your own, become a capable young lady.
Thank you.
Your mom nods and smiles in agreement, like, you know.
Because Ash initially was just going to go see them, give them a hug, and not tell them that she's leaving.
Yeah.
But that was like, but she's sitting here, and she's like, oh, I can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Doesn't say that out loud, but.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure she can feel it in the air. Probably. Just like, I can't stay here.
We know. You and your new friends. Lovely, by the way. That Ray girl, she seems very, very nice.
I think so.
But she has to put up with wearing that armor all day, bless her heart.
It's not put up with. It's actually not as heavy as you'd think.
No, I know I couldn't do it.
It's a big part of her culture.
Oh, well, I didn't mean to offend.
Oh, I know you didn't. Yeah, armor is very important to Mandalorians.
What you were saying?
Yeah, I mean, I'll do my best to send a message. It's gonna be weird leaving and then probably not coming back for a real long time.
That's all right. We know it's what you got to do. And you'll be safe. But your father and I will miss you. Mm-hmm. Is the most you get out of your father. Which is more than usual.
And I'll miss y'all too.
You'll take care of yourself.
I will.
And you'll do big things, I think. If what you did here this past week is anything to go by. So we'll just go ahead and be pretty proud of you. And just keep that in the constant state.
I'll do my best.
We know you will.
I think now I'll finally be able to do those big things.
She just nods emphatically. She's got a smile, but there's moisture in her eyes.
Don't start crying now.
I did it the first time when you went to Coruscant. So it's hard to break the habit.
I guess I'll always be your little girl. But I can take care of myself.
We know. We love you, Ashla.
I love you too.
I did. There's a big group hug.
And there's a big group hug.
Is there anything else you wanted to say?
I don't think so. I think that about covers it. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah. I get to wax narrative for just a few minutes. Because this is how the session will end. We go to the funeral. A few things to establish. All the preparations go smoothly. The food, there's a kind of, you know, those scissor lifts, I believe is what they're called. Those things that just kind of raise straight up and they have wheels and there's like a repulsor lift version of one of those brought down from the space elevator loading dock so that the cubbies can be made. First thing to establish, Wily Jahir does show up kind of the morning of in his long beam. There we go. Republic Longbeam sort of reformed into a yacht, which, to put that in perspective, that's like the equivalent of a refurbished, like, early year Mustang, right? It's like, it's a classic, and it's from a bit ago. None of you are in the spaceport yet, but like that is an important fact that we are establishing. He's in Iktachi, which are the kind of humanoids with the horns that point down, like that one guy on the Jedi High Council. And he's kind of old looking and rather sour. Sour looking's the word. Always kind of a puckered frown on his face as he looks around at the inhabitants of Anith. And but the ceremony begins. There's no music and no sort of... There is a few words that Earl speaks in the beginning, and then each person in their turn who was chosen to hold the bundle and dig the cubby, because the cubbies are not pre-done. As I established before, their bodies get spaced. It's just the most practical thing. But in memoriam, in very high in the canyon wall, a cubby is dug with a pickaxe, and some of their some items to represent them stuffed into the cubby. And you can see the line of them, but they don't use droids or machines to dig this. They do create an outline with like a water drill or something of the like to make the rectangle, but somebody gets on that scissor lift and with a pickaxe and the bundle, a person close to the deceased, and pink kind of rhythmically digs away the cubby in front of everyone, and there's like a moment of complete silence during that time. During this, because so many people died, and this was pre-agreed upon, it kind of happens in groups. And this is the norm as well. If, a disaster happens, which is not unheard of, it happens in sync, like a 21-gun salute. 3 people at a time in uncanny perfect sync. Pink, dig away at the rock with their pickaxes, and then insert the bundles, and the repulsor lift is lowered, and the next people step up onto it, give their words, and go and dig the cubbies. The whole time, Ash, you're all kind of standing near Earl. He seems on edge and looking around. And the Force sensitives, I'll say especially Cal, because of the special heightened emotional insight you have, kind of feel it too. It's, the age-old Star Wars, I got a bad feeling about this, but you can't really pinpoint what. And the most logical answer is like all the sadness and grieving around you, right? And the last group of 3 finish digging their cubby and putting it in. And as the repulsor lift is lowering, Earl's comlink beeps. A special kind of bip, a trill, which is like an emergency line. You would know that, Ash. It's a special thing in comlinks. And he picks it up and steps back. And none of you can really hear what's on the other side, but it's the Twi'lek that greeted you at the space top of the space elevator. And Azzy, right?
I'm checking with you because that's the one that we saw at the top.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Core.
Yeah. You can only tell by the pitch of the voice, but it's coming out fast, and Earl's face goes grim. And then, unmistakable, especially to you, Nyx, the sound of a blaster shot comes out of the comlink. And Earl looks up and shouts, "Everybody in the buildings! This is not a drill!" And people look up. There's like a moment of pause before people start scattering into the buildings. They're used to this, right? Because of the sandstorm. There are 3 people still on the repulsor lift. Earl runs down and motions for them to hop down, and he catches one. Nyx, I imagine you do the
Nyx
same.
absolutely goes and helps. Yeah.
Ray can do it to the 3rd, and they beat feet while Earl is saying, "We got to get you folks out of here." And before he can finish that thought, a voice from down the way echoes down this central kind of street. "Actually, the only people going anywhere would be my apprentice." And marching down the street from the exit of the space elevator is 3 black-clad figures. One, male Zabrak, a large man. The other, on the right, difficult to tell. They are fully masked with a sort of like faceplate covering, but there are 2 pointy horns coming out the top, which reveal them as one of those, I forgot the name of the species, but like the demon guy.
I think they're
It's in
called.
that episode of
I think they're literally called Diablos or something
Diablos,
like that. It's
Diablos
rather
or
like
something like that.
Yeah, their name is very on the nose.
The one in the middle, a kind of tall, lean but muscular Powin with lines, with a pale white face and kind of lines seemingly cut into it, but that's just how Powins are, and red tattoos above each eye.
No.
It was not a lie when I assured you we would meet again. I think this sabbatical is over. It's time to return to us, First Sister. And that's where we're in.
Star Wars The First Resistance is a live play Dungeons & Dragons podcast using the Star Wars 5e system, which can be accessed for free at sw5e.com. Our podcast features the player talents of BubblingBrooke as Ashaa-kai, Practically Silver as Calchin Phimiir, Ben Lepard as Nyx, HitenNoRuroni as Raestra Akkan, and this Justin as the Game Master. Big thank you to Arcane Anthems for creating the theme song, and Wondrous Works for the key art. All relevant links are in the description. We hope you enjoy this episode, and if you did, we'd love if you left a positive review and shared the podcast. It might help others find and enjoy the podcast as well. We can't thank you enough for listening to us goof around and tell stories. We hope you all join us for the next episode. Until then, may the Force be with you.